That's a... Oh, man, that's a big city.
Oh, hey,
No, it's not.
You know, your mic seems to be having a lot of flickering in the background, though, if you know about it.
That's my fan. Yeah, we turn it off.
City's actually tiny.
All right, most of you are on the map, so here's the deal. This is 2 days after the previous mission, where we were able to pull a set out of Abydos, as well as 1 crate of supplies, which unfortunately there wasn't any way to grab the second, so we don't know what the repercussion of that is, but a set has been currently talking with the German think tank and improving on technology that we can use for what's to come. However, what we haven't realized is that Sam in the previous mission was left behind unconscious and was kept alive until finally perishing, but Ra has the technology to bring people that are recently dead back through a sarcophagus, and there was a sarcophagus at his ship. And after he was brought back, he was infested with a Goa'uld, and they learned everything that Sam learned, which includes more about Earth and whatnot. So, with that, they were able to get the address because Sam saw what symbols were done, and through about a day's worth of trial and error, Ra was able to send Jaffa through the gates, which caught the local guards by surprise, and was able to start taking over the position around the gate, which is a small German town. I know it says Bastogne, ignore that just for the sake of the map. And within that, the alarm bells were sounded for German High Command, and you guys have been rallied back to attempt to recapture the gates. A set is on the way, but for now, your orders are to eliminate any and all Jaffa around the town, and then recapture the gate itself to prevent the spam of reinforcements. Because I can't make Arma AI do it, I don't have a second gate somewhere on like a debug corner of the map, and I'm not going to be able to send reinforcements through, so just capture the gate, stick your mic. So once you recapture the gates, if you leave that area, reinforcements will just automatically spawn back there. That's also the only place that reinforcements will come out of. Everything else is already out patrolling the map. You have learned from your previous mission. There were some weapon changes based off of what happened. There's... the MP38s were changed out for other weapons, and depending on what your class is, you'll either be getting a scoped 98 or a Kar 98 with a grenadier attachment. You have a few trucks that you use to get up here. You can use them at your disclosure, but this is a 1-life op, so if you die, feel free to come and watch the stream. But because of the weapon change, this is a lot easier, but the enemies are still at the same tankiness, so just be careful about that. Otherwise, that is pretty much your task for this mission. I will admit this wasn't a mission I wanted in our 4-part campaign. However, because of the circumstances, it had to be added for the sake of continuity. Any questions?
Possible civilians?
Yeah, that's something the German High Command is still trying to figure out, because they just had a bunch of weird dudes cosplaying in weird medieval armor with staffs that can shoot bolts at people. If there are civilians, round them up. Don't do anything to them yet, though. I can't remember. I think I did put civs in this mission, but I think they're going to all be shot within the first 5 minutes. But, yeah, if you run into civilian, just keep them with you, and we'll deal with them in debrief. Any other questions?
Does the local garrison have a place where they would have stored equipment that we could use, or
unknown, which is why you've brought stuff in with your trucks. We haven't been able to talk to anyone within the local garrison from their radio operatives, so we're assuming they tried to mobilize, but because they had no idea who they were fighting, they probably weren't that successful.
Right.
Any other questions? All right. I'm going to push us through. You guys can move out whenever you want, because everything's preset. Hop is live. Have fun.
All right.
Yep, okay, all the weapons stuck. Mine is just a weird one. This is High Command.
Guten Tag, High Command.
Alright, let's go ahead and set up our thing. This should be like a quick 45-minute to an hour operation. I didn't intentionally plan for this mission to be a part of the campaign. But I thought, based off of the fact that Sam got left alive and he survived for quite a bit before he eventually, quote-unquote, died, it would be a really cool, like, little extra piece to put in. So they basically have to come in, take the warehouse, retake the gate, yada-da. I did some mod set changes. Now the gate will work if I have a second gate down. We switched from Stargate to Stargate Beta. What I found that was causing all the issues... Well, actually...
Towards, the location of the gate.
Real quick, can a leadership element use his trench whistle? Still no?
The diesel is fucked as well.
That's weird. Huh.
Oh, melee mod's still broken. I guess something interacts weird.
Let me go check something real quick. Because in testing with a few people, all of that was working on the server. So I want to go see if there's something kicking up a stink about blocked functions again. Yeah. That is interesting. It's still kicking up stink about disabled functions in the RPT, but it's like yesterday's mission. We tested it with a group of people and it was fine, but when you put more than that group of people down, it breaks everything. I genuinely don't know what's wrong then. That's a weird one. Oh, well, that's in the mission command. I'm not going to change it out. Regardless, I got debug. We'll continue on. That just requires more research. I'm going to be honest. I'm getting really burnt out from armor right now, though, because I'm trying to fix things, and then I fix things, and then we put a bunch of people on it, and it still breaks, and I'm racking my brain trying to figure out why. And I genuinely don't get it. It's not the server, because we tested it on the server. This mission file was tested with freaking 6 people. Yesterday's mission was tested with 7 people. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm genuinely... It's not a network attack, no. It's just... This one, what's going on right here is an issue with... something disabling server-side scripting. I don't understand why. But, whatever. I'll go figure that out later, I guess. Oh, boy. They might be forced to pull back here. What am I saying? They're definitely going to be forced to pull back here. None of them have taken a direct hit yet. No, I stand corrected. Metro just did. Alright, they're trying to drag him back. So yeah, they just tried to drive in and realized that that was a bit of a mistake. We've got this group up here still trying to work things out. At least fix the desync issues that were tied to everything, but I need to now fix the server side stuff. Devil's trying to get the vehicle around. Vehicle just got, I think he just got knocked out in the vehicle. Turtle just got knocked out in the vehicle. Okay, you mainly have that firing line right there shooting at him. Looks like Devil woke back up. The Dragon Turtle's out. He's a medic, but they need to get behind some hard cover here. But they're learning. They're slowly learning. Jay-Z just got double tapped.
Who's hit? Okay, jump in, jump in, jump in.
There's the machine gunner starting up. We got the guys flanking around. Player base seems incredibly scattered at the moment. Well, if you gave, I mean, the accuracy with the AI with grenade launchers, though, is really, really powerful. These staff weapons are the opposite of accurate. But we've definitely had a bit of an ass kicking here. Now we just need the player base to hold the line here. And maybe learn how to dodge a bit better. But they're now realizing that their grenadier weapons are a lot more effective. Just worried about this element over here. They're the ones with heavy casualties at the moment. Got a round gets stuck in the tree. They're working on who they can. Meanwhile, this group set up a nice little beachhead here and is stopping most of the QRF from coming. But this first attack wave, I mean, it's definitely inflicting a lot of damage. This firing line, though, I mean, this is what's absolutely insane here. That's the barraging fight. So these guys are now pulling back.
50 check, 50 check.
Sidecom, good check on 5-0.
Hey firm, hi, this is 2IT. Be advised we take heavy contact. We have monsters down. We're stagnant at this time.
Roger, we don't have any forces in the immediate region. We picked a remote location, so we potentially wouldn't have anyone find out about this project. You're all we got. Good luck.
Hey firm, how's Bravo? Anyone on this man?
Alright, so this squad's come back. They're now helping against the QRF coming in that way. Reinforcements start coming in 7 minutes for the enemy. Ooh, those vehicles got effed. Devil just got blown away. They brought Metro back there. Looks like they're attempting a pullback here to get completely out of the kill zone, but they haven't taken any KIA yet. This medical is balanced in the sense that as long as you can pull away, you'll have room to get your guys up, but if you don't, that's when things get messy. And I will admit, this firing line right here is what's causing a majority of the issues, so if the marksman can come out and potentially see these and start picking them off, that's what they need.
Come on. Yeah, we got you.
We need to start working on it right now. Otherwise he's gonna die. We can work on it right here.
Yeah, you can drop him and work on him here. Shit!
Is Metro alive?
Never mind.
No, you only need 2 guns.
Oh, you give me blood?
So now the issue is all their supplies are in these vehicles, so they're going to have to go back and try to retake them.
Drone heart rate.
I got some forces starting to run up here. That was a swift realization that just driving down the main door wasn't going to work. Oh no, I rarely see these guys retreat, but they were definitely forced to in this sense. So that was a good call. 11 minutes before I spawn another like 4 squads here and send them in. But yeah, it's because I do have some pretty nasty firing lines set out and about, but they did a good bounce back. And they're still working on their wounded, and they got the machine gun car and brought it back for additional support. But they really need to try to get their ground commander back up. I can't tell how beat up, actually no I can, we can just check the damage. Metro just woke up and said, holy.
Someone had the radio on. Someone
So I think they're just taking random suppressive fire from these guys. You gotta remember though, the symbiotes within the Jafa's belly is that little special organ that houses them. Give them enhanced abilities, so... Three minutes. And they've killed 25 enemies so far. The issue with it is that I'm going to be spawning 20 in QRF waves. This forest is a pretty nasty zone. They might have to try attacking it from a different angle, but let's see if they realize that. But all their munition vehicles are back there. So everything was working, but then we actually, I don't know. I'm going to say yes, and I'll just need to figure out why. But because we did get it working on the server, my bet is there's something client-side causing issues. I'm going to have to look into getting the server rekeyed.
Yeah, Devil just hitting at a long range.
I'm definitely thinking west.
Devil's not under.
Devil, he's over here. He got TP'd away.
I need help.
I'll help him in a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay way back here.
Doing CPR.
I'm already working on sticks.
Doing CPR.
Sticks is the other medic.
Ground commander's back on that.
Fucker's still down?
He kinda got
This is ground to high command. Do we have any call-ins that we can have assist us in this assault on the town?
At this time, it is a negative. I could potentially try to scramble a few fighters with some bombs, but it's going to take me at least 20 minutes over.
Roger that. If the Luftwaffe could help, that'd be fantastic.
Which I'm thinking we'd respond by setting up some turrets, and I could potentially try to shoot the planes down, which would be funny, but we'll have to see how things go. Reinforcements coming in another 45 seconds.
going on from the side again.
Yeah, I'm going to group everything back up to these units, because there's some are just trickling in and trying to pursue, but I want to keep them together. But again, we'll have those 5 little teams come in. Actually, it's four groups of 5, right? So it's just 4 groups, yeah. They're pushing once again. They got to recapture their vehicles, though, because that has all their supplies. So they'll be able to gain a bit of ground, but how much is the question. Then you don't want to see them separate too much, because then they're going to potentially get taken out and So vehicles, I think they're driving back so they have resupply capability. This group's now moving up to this front. We'll see them potentially pick people off, but again, we got this massive reinforcement wave now coming. And once again, we have the glorious firing line. You got this group coming around to check the right flank. They might see that things are secured and they might be able to pull things out, but you got them pretty much stashing their vehicles back here now. Morton gets blown away. Angel's doing his best to pick people off, but he is alone. These guys on the flank now, they're trying to see and pick off what they can. There's a few guys around. Got the reinforcement wave getting a bit stuck. Angel's trying to poke out, shoot what he can. Metro on the front. But again, Blue 4 did a good job of going in, grabbing the supply trucks, pulling them back. I think Devil's coming around just trying to check on how things are going. How many lives? 1. And then this squad, I guess, is helping to pull fire away from the main group. But if they're going to go on a different flank, they should really consider bringing one of their trucks back so they don't have to run all the way back to potentially resupply. I think I was nice, though, and I put full copies of resupplying the trucks down there, though. So if they do fight up to that position, they'll have that ability. They're doing their best here. Whimsical went down, so they're pulling them back. But I'm going to have this force try to push up to this element instead. But so far, so good. They're popping smokes. I don't think I put any grenadier rounds in the resupply, though, because those are meant to be rationed, because everyone spawns with, like, 10 to 20 that have that grenadier weapon, so that's just a lot of free noob tubes. Next reinforcement wave in another 11 minutes. We're doing them every 15 minutes. So they will eventually gain ground. But they gotta get out of the forest, and they gotta find a way to start interdicting into the town. I've told them no, and even then, the staff weapon is very inaccurate. You can line it up, and it'll still go sideways on, like, 4 out of 5 shots. So, their weapons are superior for the staff weapons. Again, difference of weapons of war and weapons of terror. But I digress. They can just line up iron sights and headshot them at close range, whereas the staff might not even hit where it's supposed to. Looks like they got one of the suppressive forces up there. That's good. And again, they're now collapsing everything over to the southern flank. So this will give them a better bridgehead. Now we got some forces closing in, and they're starting to work their machine gunners on those areas. We have more riflemen now with more MG ammo to feed the machine guns. You can see Mac Marine is he's one of the MG gunners, and he's the one with the most kills right now. There are some flankers, though, they got to be careful about. Cinematics-wise, this is probably one of the coolest missions I've made in a while. Morton just took a shot. So if they get hit in the head or upper torso, they're immediately knocked out. If they're hitting the lower torso or the limbs, they're able to tank it. And that's the literally nicest medical I can set up, because those use the highest coefficients for player health and damage before knockout. Which, I'm going to be honest, is fair. Usually the lower in, you know, the show, they'd always hit the damn expendable characters like in the gut or like, you know, in the face or anywhere, but arm shots and whatnot you would generally survive. So we're seeing more of the ridge now getting taken out. It's just down to, yeah, so like I said, once the snipers find where these guys are, that's all they're gonna need. And you can see the DPS these units are pushing out, but you know, now that most of them are down, they don't have to worry about it too much. So they are gaining the upper hand, but they're earning it. Filthy got hit, so the medic's trying to medic him in the open, which might not be the best part because he can still get shot and take damage. Phillips running back. Why? I think he's going over to get a truck, that's why. But he should be sent with an escort, because what if there's some other guys there? And I think Whimsical just realized that, and he's running with them. All right, 8 more minutes, so I think they've dealt with a majority. Some of the QRF. Definitely gone up from, what was it, 25 to 59. So they got more time to eliminate more before I send in the next reinforcing wave of 20. Grounds, this is high command message.
Go ground.
That bomber I promised you is in the AO now. However, I don't think you have any target designation smoke, so if you could reference a fixed point on the map, he could do 1 bomb strike and then he'll have to pull out before he notices a bunch of yellow tracers flying up at him. Over.
Roger that.
Lower my volume a little bit.
Large construction building, far southeast end of town, direct south of the industrial complex. Multiple contacts on the roof.
Roger, we'll relay. Give me about 30 seconds. Over.
Gridwell is 009002, if that helps.
He doesn't have a map that has this location. We already purged it for security reasons. Stand by. We'll bomb that entire block.
Good hit, pilot, good hit.
Be advised he was instructed to drop his entire payload in return. I don't have any other support for you at this time. Over.
Roger that, command.
Minimal. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That did minimal damage. Because most of the guys in that building were already dead, but hey, it also gives a morale boost. Plus, all the people that were up here are dead anyway, so. Vehicles. Let me explain something. This is something that shoots like I don't even know what millimeter, but it's an explosive round. They shred tanks. They shred armor. I thought about giving them a vehicle, but it literally only lasted a minute before all the suppressive firepower hit the big target and blew it up. So a tank you would think is a blessing here, but it gets annihilated. I don't want to put it in now because it would break the immersion of the local player base, but yeah. There's a reason we're not really putting a lot of armor in here. And there's a reason when this convoy immediately came in, I mean, the vehicles got shredded. You see damage on literally all of them because they only took a few hits and immediately, like, the drivers got knocked out and two of the vehicles immediately. It was pretty nasty. All right, I'm going to move my debug corner just so we don't have any issues. And I'm going to reset these units here. I'm just going to teleport myself to the opposite corner. But yeah, they're now starting to move around to find a different angle. I'll be sending reinforcements up in 3.5 minutes. We have another group of vehicles over here if it's needed, but yeah, and then we have our internal town defensive perimeters. Messy start, they pulled back and bounced back, which is great to see, but they will eventually have to, you know, make a charge in. And they've got 3 minutes to do it, and then probably another few minutes before the AI pathfind in. But they might try to go up to those vehicles and see if there's any gear in them. But so far, so good. They're doing a smoke check. They're going to do a smoke push. Risky, but it could just work. So they're trying to set up one squad to overwatch, one squad to charge. This should be good. Good shot. Alright, 2 minutes. Let me get my unit back on the copy-paste bar. And they're now moving in. They're running in again. They're taking fire from that one unit. Devil's now running back, I think, as a runner here. Angel, I think, has realized there's a target right up here. He's trying to find the headshot. Hits the wood instead. Good shot. All right, 50 seconds. Literally get the spawn him right here and just have him come out. So I think the runner is now telling everyone else to advance. 25 seconds. I'm going to spawn them a bit early so I can get them pathed in. And yeah, I'm going to try to divide them into various areas here. But again, it's reinforcements from the gate. And you can see where all the dead defenders are. They tried to mount up a bit of resistance, but, you know, didn't work out too well. So now we got some overwatch and some building cover here. They went back and grabbed some of the transport trucks because they're still bringing them in as reinforcement because they don't know if these have resupply in them or not. I honestly couldn't remember if I put them in or not, to be honest, so... We've got some Jaffa firing lines back here for when they advance, but beyond that, they've done a pretty decent job. Once they take the gate, I'm going to collapse the garrison order, so everything that's still alive will start to actually come in on this region. Now we got the QRF starting to come in. They're folding off the rooftop because that's a pretty messy spot to be in. CQC, it's really risky because you never know when you might end up in a spot where you're alone and no one notices if you go down, and then you'll just quietly bleed out. Which, again, quite unfortunate, but looks like they've brought up their vehicles here. And you have them advancing to these. They're checking the inventories. You see that those trucks are fully supplied. So now we're going to fight for that little railway station. More reinforcements are either going to be at the 45-minute mark or when they get right up to here. I guess the leadership have the Zats. Let me... Yeah, they do have Zats. Interesting.
Solid copy.
It's funny that that dude was ordering his squad to go down.
Worms, just go do me a favor, get on the opposite side of the train.
How's his blood?
They're doing medical on Empire.
1,000 left
Got him. I got the crash at you.
Ground behind. We've made it to and secured the fire station and the train station on the southwest end of the town. We are moving in now towards the gate.
Roger. Good luck. Out.
Roger.
Gotta make sure they kill him, though, because they can go unconscious. Sam literally timed that, but didn't roll fast enough. I think it clipped his leg. I think he just hit the pole because I saw a little explosion right there.
Solid copy. Solid copy.
Trying to have this force go around. Some of these guys are checking the local buildings.
Move on.
I still got 90, I'm good.
I'm not sure if it's a good idea with how much damage they do.
And yeah, they definitely don't want to bring the trucks in CQC because they could potentially get cooked off and the explosion is going to kill anyone next to it. Which is a very, very bad thing. Alright, I'm actually going to start folding in the units earlier. I think these guys just got pathing stuck. And they're on defend only.
Solid copy.
There we go. There's no, Jaffa voice mod, though. Otherwise, I'd put it on. Angel's being real silly right now, because if he gets shot up there, he's going to be alone. Alright, I'm going to fold in a few forces from outside of the map to start coming in, because there were reconnaissance groups coming,
On the way.
or going out and trying to figure out what was going on, so I'll bring all that in.
Copy that. On the way. Copy that.
Because now they're converging back on the gate. And I just realized you're all getting copied with that.
On the way.
Yeah, Grenadier weapon just blew that guy away. Suddenly, CQC. They want to shoot at least, but yeah, this is an example of what happens to the tanks. I decided to put a few down as Rex. And everything can see you. Here, I'll give you a quick lesson. He just fell. Alright, 7 minutes before. I might have to start spawning the reinforcements directly in the gate room, so what I'm going to do is quickly take this debug group. We're going to edit their abilities. And I am going to put them in a close formation like that. And I gotta make sure I know where my cursor is when I copy it, because it'll place based off of the cursor as well. But yeah, we're up to 127, so they've definitely ramped up in the CQC. Hard to get their foot in the door, but now they're good. I should have put some blue in there to simulate the gate being on. Because you can have a gate on for, I think, like 27 minutes or something before it naturally times out. Well, it's grenade time. I want to see Ham go up here and go mad, yeah. I will admit I put that reinforcement wave a bit early, but I just wanted to see what would happen. Ham's getting dragged back. I don't know who threw the stun grenade, but yeah. Definitely an interesting choice. Got these two coming around, but there are Jaffa on their sides. Really risky to be doing medical on the exposed side. Alright, I'm gonna respawn this group. Go ahead, delete the bodies back here. Woo! I don't know why Danson's looting an enemy, but You would think they just learned not to loot the enemy because they just tried to use the technology they didn't understand and knocked out a good chunk of the squad. Now you got Devil down out here. He's alone. Mac out here. I think he's trying to find angles to use the MG. So he's going to bipod. Arma's finicky with those arm hits, man, but look, they're starting to take flanking fire here. Yeah, now we're having people starting to go off on their own. Metro just got blown away. So this is where we might see some casualties because people are now running out and trying to play solo hero. So yeah, anyone that's alone, I'm gonna blow away. Mac, I need to get units on top of them.
Hold on. Bobby needs one. I'm moving in.
I don't get why we got these two going off on their own as well. I'm double tapping people that are just blindly charging in. So let's see, there are 3, 6, 7, 8 people down. No one's working on the Maskaz over here because people went forward instead of working on their wounded. Oh my god, guys, you had it and then you just fumbled so damn hard. So I think they're running over to this group of guys here. And put these dudes in the back. That way QRF comes back in, because I think they're just going to that. Hey, Wookie Cookie. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. Hope you're doing okay, too.
Whimsical's down.
Yep. I'm helping people.
How you doing, Philip?
On the way. On the way.
All right.
This is ground to high. Be advised, we're dialed out from our end of the gate. No more enemy forces can come through.
Roger, we will start sending a set down to work on whatever she was talking about to get the gate sealed. Break. For now, secure the area around. Make sure all of the enemy are dead. Over.
Roger that.
Now it's just a matter of I just need to RC stuff and bring everything up. Morton, I think, just bled out. Yeah. Again, they almost did this perfectly, and then they just completely started separating and going solo, and I don't get it, man. They had it, and then they decided, Gremlin mode. Oh, well. I'm just going to take the remaining units. And shoot at what I can. There's only a handful left. But yeah, the gate can bend space-time as well. That's not what this campaign's tied to. This is just a what-if of if the Germans, as well as, you know, finding the DHD, which is canon, that's how the Russians got it. They found the Stargate, but the program got mothballed in World War I, which is the time period before that they found it. And then the Nazi party rediscovered it and made a think tank and yada-da. As you can see how inaccurate that weapon is. Good God, I got 3 units left. I'm trickling in.
I'm taking over here. My gun went.
All right.
I've killed like fucking 30 people.
Myself and Angel just went.
Oh my God, out of ammo.
Soldier!
I will admit if I really wanted to be mean, I could shock grenade them, but that's a little excessive. Jesus. Alright, that I think is everyone. Yeah. All the pistol gunners just completely miss my face and mag dump that poor little pistol caliber into my armor.
Yeah, tourniquet in that arm straight away.
Alright.
And the fucking TL.
Welcome
Okay.
back, JP.
Okay, he's good. He's good.
Alright.
By the way,
Dancer, he's
fucking
good.
just keep doing what you've been doing. You've been doing great. Yeah, no, I figured.
There's 50 blood.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Everyone's alive still. Save the 2 people. We've done good enough as it is.
We only lost 2, which is damn good, to be honest.
Alright.
Where do we need to go?
Not a bad spread.
Just as I found an MP38 as well.
Tactics-wise,
Oh shit, 35.
you guys did great till the very end, and then you all, like, people started running off on their own, and it became, or nearly became a bloodbath. So please keep formation even till the end, because once some people start running off and doing their own thing, it all falls apart very quickly, and if there was maybe 10 more AI down, I probably would have wiped you. Nonetheless, hope you had fun, hope that was cinematic, and we'll see if there's any negative repercussions. All right, Ground, how'd you find that?
Initial contact was rough. We very much got ambushed from the forest line. Someone's hot micing. Thank you. Yeah, we got ambushed from the forest line, but there was nothing we could do with that. We pulled back. Someone took over and pulled back to the bridge. Good call on that. Reorganized and used the defilade built into the train itself to get up close to town, and assaulted it pretty damn perfect. I've got no real issues with what happened today. Everyone did perfectly, given the circumstances. Yeah, SLs did great. My runners did great. Slash snipers. I've got nothing really else to say. Yeah, fantastic lads. Alpha.
Overall, I think we did pretty good at the start during the initial combat. We preemptively moved southwest into the defilade. I sent Whimsiclaw to run. That's how we found out the herds pulled back, and we heard about you getting hit. I think towards the middle, we did pretty well moving through the deflate and down into the town. I think around that point, all the way up to the end, we did decently well, and then we got to the area where we had the mass cars, and I had half my team that wouldn't fucking listen to me, and the other half that was doing great. Which is a pain in the backside. But besides that, everyone I think did really well. Unfortunately, we lost Whimsical and Morton, which there's nothing we can do about that when we've been mass cars because, well, we've been mass cars. We have one medic between us and I believe it was Bravo because they lost their medic pretty fast. Besides that, I think we did decently well. Pretty good at the end, I reckon. I'm
I killed
quite
Morton.
proud of how well we did. Thanks to Hobo for doing as well as he did in that situation at the end. That was very stressful. I get that some people want to get rezzed as fast as possible, but you've got to respect that not everyone can get rezzed at the same time.
Also, this mod set, with the amount of damage the staffs do, even though they have your health on maximum and bandage rollover on maximum, you're still getting 9 wounds a hit, or 7 to 9, so that's why you got to be slow and methodical with this stuff. That's why you got to focus on headshots. And again, when you were slow and methodical, after you realized, oh shit, we can't just drive into the objective, you did great. And then at the end, it just kind of fell apart, but again, take that as a lesson because this is the difficulty I want for the campaign. I think it's more than fair. You just have to rely on your tactics and working with each other. But continue.
Really just to finish off, I think Alpha as a whole, we did really well. Congrats to you guys in blue team. You moved very well. You moved very effectively. Besides the communications issues towards the end, the only thing I have to know is, Sam, if I'm telling you to fucking move, I don't care if you're shooting at someone, it means move. I need you to stick with the rest of the squad or we're all gonna die.
Can I add to that, right? So that was at the end there, yeah. So
Alright. I don't like to stream their drama because there's always something like this. But anyway, yeah, we'll be back later tonight for Mission Dev or tomorrow for I'm going to be on the ground flying a plane. And I don't really fly that well, so it's going to be great. Anyway, cheers, guys. Have a good one and go operate operationally.